Good day, future engineers. I hope you everyone are fine and hinaot wala ra mo na stress sa itong previous nga topic about rectilinear kinematics, continuous motion. Okay, so last time we talked about rectilinear kinematics. So these are um, straight line path motions. So they are last time we discussed about continuous motions. Now we'll be discussing about rectilinear kinematic erratic motion. So what is an erratic motion, sir? So the objective for this lesson, we're going to describe the particle's motion by multiple mathematical functions. So in this topic, we're going to describe the particle's motion, so its position, velocity, and acceleration by multiple mathematical functions. So sa ato pang usa ka particle, naa natin gina-consider nga multiple mathematical function. Last time, for one particle, we considered one mathematical function for its, let's say, position, velocity, and acceleration. Now, for a single particle, we'll be discussing its multiple mathematical functions. Second objective is that represent motion as a graph. So, i-graph na to ang motion in the S-T or the position versus time graph, velocity times time graph, and the acceleration times time versus time graph. Okay, so mo to siya. So last time we discussed rectilinear motion, right? So these are motions or motion along a straight line. So mo to siya. Na ay limitation actually with these particles, no? So in real life, dili gyud siya nga continuous ang motion. Na mga objects that its motion is not really continuous, no? For sama si example diri. When a car is in motion, it doesn't always maintain constant motion. Yes. That means that at some point it accelerates and at some point it decelerates. So, and then the next second it stops. This means that the car is in, so this will be our topic for today, erratic motion. So, the car is in erratic motion. So, erratic motion describes a motion that is not constant through time. So, pwede siya muhinay, pwede mo paspas, and so on and so forth. So, in the real world, erratic motion is everywhere. And so, that's what we have to consider in this module. Okay. So, in erratic motion, we're going to talk about three types of graph. So, di ba in previous discussions naman tayo istoryahan nga position denoted by S, velocity denoted by V, and acceleration denoted by A. So here also we're going about to talk about three types of graphs. So katong S-T, the position versus time, the velocity versus time graph, and then the acceleration versus time graph. So ato ni i-discuss one by one. So unsaon man ni siya unsay naa sa S-T or position. So man itong first nga kuan istoryahan. This is the the position versus time graph. So for position versus time graph, so ato lang siya gi-plot. So instead of magbuhatag katong natay mga lines, di ba? So atong gibuhat diri is gi-graph nato siya. Ang x-axis, also called the abscissa, is the time. So diri ang time nga ginaplot nato. And then the y-axis, also known as the ordinate, is the position nga kuan axis. So this is the position and this is the time. So for each position natay time. So mao ni siya ang kuan graph. Sa ato lang gikuan nga at ani nga time na siya nga ning position at ani nga time na siya ning position at ani nga time na siya ning position. But since this is an erratic motion, na jud tay makita nga as atong makita sa graph na siya curve. So kung atong makita no, kung gikan diri sa origin pasaka pasabot, ang position or distance is nagkadako. So from here to here, so kung gikan diri sa origin pagawa sa time pasabot, ang time nagdagan. So always ang time gadagan gid na siya. But here ato makita sa distance nga nagkalayo siya. Pagkalayo niya, niabot din siya sa point nga ni atras siya, di ba? So this point is ang motion sa particle is ni atras siya. This is an erratic motion. So kung inyo makita, muna siya ang graph. This is a curve. So this is the position versus time graph. Kung inyo makita, naatay mga red lines diri, no? Which you can see in your modules. Diyan na nakasulat nga velocity, velocity 1, velocity 2, and velocity 3. We know that the derivative of the velocity with respect to time is the the derivative of the position with respect to time is the velocity. So mo ni siya diri. So unsa man ni naa diri, sir? Actually these lines, so kaning curve represent the position versus time. So this is the position time function. Kani siyang line, actually in mathematics, no, we call that point of inflection. This is the point where the curve has changed. No, so though diri it represents a kuan, na siya line diri, no, na point dira. So kani at certain point is ang velocity. So we know that velocity is ds over dt. So mo rin na siya yung represent diri. Okay. So igora gyud nato siya i-plot. And then the next one, we have the velocity time versus time graph. So mo rin gyapon same story. Ang x-axis is ang time, ang y-axis is the velocity. So of course from origin to up sa velocity, it means that nagkadako ang atoang velocity kung magkasakata. So inyong manotice nga naay curve diri nga naka-graph, no? So this is the velocity at time interval. So na siya at different time mo yung velocity. So yun makita diri nga ni kusog ang velocity nag-increase, nag-increase, nag-increase. So this is a positive velocity. And then anong na acceleration? So kaning change diri, this is the change of velocity over time. We have here the derivative of the velocity with respect to time. So mo siyang change diri, as we call that the acceleration at this point, no? So but this point is a coordinate of the time and the velocity. So mo rin siya i-plot ra gyud nato siya. And then the third, so here we can see the erratic motion. So ang pasabot, ang particle nag-increase iyang velocity from 0 to t1, and then from t1 to t2, time 2, naglahi na po yung velocity, and then from time 2 to time 3 naglahi na po yung velocity. So this is the graph of a single particle. So same gyapon ni usa ka particle, nag-increase iyang position due time, and then medyo nihinay siya diri, no, kay kung makita steep kay diri, then medyo ni ana siya, and then iabot ang point nga ni-change iyang course o ni atras siya balik sa iyang distance. So kani siya is nag-increase ang velocity through time. So lahi nga increasing of speed. Okay, so mo to siya ang graphs. So the velocity and then the position versus time.